And welcome, everybody. We are back for another CBC podcast coming at you way earlier than expected because we are doing the San Diego Comic-Con wrap-up show. There's going to be a lot we're going to be talking about in this, one by one, every big announcement, couple speculations in there. It's going to be a good show. Hopefully, you guys are in for what I assume is going to be a lot of discussion in regards to what you care about. So, as always, I am the host of this here show, Armin. And the reason we didn't cover it on the last podcast, believe it or not, is because it's stated in the beginning of the show. It's pre-recorded. So I don't know how you made it a half hour into the show and then realized, but, yeah, you know, it's the internet. People are wild. But, hey, I am the host, Armin, and I am joined, as always, by Mitch.
What's up? You can follow me on Twitter at 692tweets.
And also, we are joined, as always, by Tristan.
W's, baby. We eating good. But you can catch me at It's G Chance.
Tristan's a really big Black Adam fan.
We're going to talk about everything. There's so much to talk about, guys. So I don't know if there's anything else to say in this intro because we're going to be talking about this
what do you say? Is a hierarchy of power is about to change?
How could you forget? He's only said it like 12,000 times a year for the last 14.
I like how
after the 200th time, I kind of just glosses over.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I just like how in the CBC group before it started, I literally posted I bet you this is what it's going to be. He's going to make a grand entrance. He's going to say nobody can compete with the power of Black Adam. And it was literally all one for one. And it's like, yeah, it's almost like it's a shtick. Almost like it's the shtick.
Well, for that, I was kind of surprised that that's all they let him say.
Well, before we get to that, we're going to take this with Shazam: Fury of the Gods first. That's what we're going to start with. I want to talk about this one because, obviously, yes, it had a presence, but I want people to take note of WB had a 1-hour slot scheduled. Mm-hmm. They let The Rock and Black Adam talk for 45 to 50 minutes. Shazam: Fury of the Gods, they dumped the trailer before the press conference even began, and they literally were a little stopgap to the point where the only question that they could ask Zachary Levi was, is Shazam 3 going to happen? And he, in a disturbing, almost depressed voice, was like, well, if you guys see the sequel.
From what I've gathered and talked and saw, they were pressed for time. It was actually two questions. Well, one of them didn't really kind of. Yeah. It was basically is Superman, most likely Henry, going to be fighting Shazam? And that's when Zach just said, I'm not going to comment on any Superman questions. And then the next one was about Shazam 3 and Black Adam. And then he just said, hopefully, if people go see Shazam 2, then probably they're going to make a third one. So, yeah.
I mean, no one saw the first one, so I'm surprised we got a sequel.
The sequel going up against Avatar still is a nightmare for them. But the thing is, like, the sequel legit looks better. Like, there's actually money spent on those effects. They don't look almost CW-ish, which a lot of the ones in the first movie did look kind of bad. Like,
yeah, it's, from what I saw the trailers, the CG looked pretty good. And people are just wondering, what is this supposed to be about? Oh, if you like watch the trailer or see the synopsis or anything, it's just, what is it? Billy is just having trouble trying to, I guess, cope with growing older and growing apart from his team or family because everyone's doing different things. So that's the arc for Billy, is just accepting that people grow older and grow apart, but it doesn't mean you can't stop being yourself. And that's what it was.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if I could be honest, I'm more excited for Shazam than I am for Black Adam. But it's just
it's just Shazam just looks mid. It's nothing really jumped out in that trailer for me.
I don't mean to say
you didn't like the Fast and the Furious joke.
Yeah, I love Fast and Furious jokes. Yeah.
I don't mean this to sound like I'm not excited for Shazam because I'm way more excited than I am for Black Adam, but it has this feel of a Phase 1 movie. You know what I'm saying? Like the Man of Steel back in that day where everybody was trying to get off the ground with a universe. And it has that feel because it looks a little bit more self-contained and in its own thing. It's weird.
I think it's weird because it has that feeling of being self-contained, but not being self-contained. Cause of obvious reasons of how they made Shazam, and it's just that weird thing or weird lingering effect from like you know how people were asking, you know, where is Phase 4 going?
Yeah.
This is asking where is the DCEU going? That's what it was.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of it for Shazam. We'll talk more about it as it gets closer to it. Now we are going to talk about Evil Shazam, who got the highlight of the con.
No, it was highlight for many reasons, and it was actually kind of fun.
This thing.
Okay, they had 45 minutes. Most of it was relegated to the intro that they gave The Rock coming in, which was, if you didn't know, basically he came in full outfit, flying down into Hall H, and they had some effects with I think lighting effects and some smoke machines going all over the place, and he basically just did this his little promo that he's always done.
The Rock got a WrestleMania entrance because he couldn't be at WrestleMania for a couple of years.
And they asked a couple questions, and it's just basic questions at this point. It was just like Black Adam's gonna be a kind of a gray hero, basically an anti-hero. And they were going to ask some questions from the fans. And it was funny with the article that IGN had when they had some people there, is that when they're asking about Superman, because apparently people don't want to let go of that rumor that Henry was going to come out on stage and they were going to announce a new Superman movie, which was totally false. The Rock, I think the question, it was a two-pronged question. The first question was, who would win in a fight, Black Adam or Superman? And The Rock says basically pound for pound, it's just a matter of who's going to play Superman. And I think it was at that moment some of the people in the crowd started to boo him because that's not what they wanted to hear. And the other one was is Superman? I think one of them was, is Superman gonna be in Black Adam? And like he couldn't really say anything about that. So
he just comes out with Henry Cavill's the Superman of our generation. It's just like one answer.
Yeah, so it wasn't. People were excited, but it seems like people were trying to get anything or more excited about the rumor of Henry coming out for some reason, even though it wasn't confirmed. It was just some quote unquote scoop.
It's like no one even said he is gonna come out. Like all Deadline put out there was the buzz is he might be there.
There was a couple of sites that were saying it was a rumor, but apparently people don't have reading comprehension and know the difference between.
Well, the thing
they said it. Yeah, they said it. I'm like, no, they said about the rumor. They didn't say it was true.
The thing is, like, it also got spread. Like, if you looked at what was it? I can't remember what major outlet it was, but after the Variety story, they were the first one to reshare it, and there it was, like a confirmation. They were like, oh no, and per our sources as well. So it was like two sources doubling down, right? And that's kind of what.
And then you had like Collider come out and say he's not going to be there because he's currently filming whatever in the UK, I think. And it's like, we could always do virtual. It could be a possibility. It's like,
yeah. Well, look, the Black Adam, I don't know, something about this film, like, it's not doing it for me. Like, I'm excited more for literally Dr. Fate is what I'm excited for the most in that film. It's just something about Black Adam seems off to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like I don't know.
Well,
it's because it's another Rock movie. It's just like, okay.
From what I saw, it's like from the synopsis, it feels like you're going to see the point of view, for the most part, from the two, green heroes in that movie. I think it was Cyclone and Atom Smasher, because they're the newbies, and from the synopsis, it says that they are going to have to learn what being a true hero means. So I guess it's probably gonna follow them a bit with Black Adam, trying to see what what it means to be a true hero. But from the trailer, from what people said, and I saw there was only like 4 new scenes in that trailer. It was basically the same one.
Yeah,
and the only other thing was that The Rock had electrical powers and lit up everyone's lanyards, and then he left.
Yeah.
Yay, free lanyard. Woo, yay.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah, one more thing. He also, everyone in there got a free ticket to Black Adam in IMAX, if they can get to an IMAX theater.
Yep. Yeah. Well, at least they got something. They didn't get... Speaking of that, speaking of Superman, we literally got nothing. And leading into the weekend, of course, there was the rumor, oh no, Henry Cavill, he'll show up. But Zack Snyder will as well. Oh, Zack Snyder showed up, though. Not the way they wanted.
His fans don't understand the context of his next appearance. They're not gonna like it.
Yeah. Yep.
He's gonna
Teen Titans Go.
Yep. He's actually gonna be voice acting in that, and with the infamy of Teen Titans Go, they're probably going to make fun of him.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you're probably not gonna like it if you're a fan of Zack Snyder.
It was a weird scenario. I don't know how to describe it. Going into this Comic-Con, because from what I saw, and this is just kind of gauging the fan bases, there was more pressure put on DC this San Diego Comic-Con than Marvel Studios. And to come out and literally just not do any of that, I was like, there was a sour taste in people's mouth.
Yeah, it started from actual day one with Marvel Animations, what they're actually doing, and then see DC from the some of the animation side and some of the other stuff, they really didn't have anything. But I think it has to do with the transferring of power to the new heads of the studio since the merger.
I think it's got more to do with the fact that they had 2 of their biggest movies coming out literally got problematic actors in it. So what could they really show? We can't really bring attention to The Flash because of Ezra Miller. We can't really do Aquaman because that movie's going.
I thought it was just because they couldn't get a hold of Ezra Miller because he's still on the run.
I mean, they might be. God knows where they are right now.
Yeah.
I think last time they were spotted it was Japan, but who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it was unfortunate, but they could have brought Batgirl. They could have done literally anything with Batgirl, showing the first teaser for that, but they didn't for some strange reason.
Well, no, they could have done that or Blue Beetle as well.
Yeah, they could have done both. Actually have something to show for what they're making. They just chose not to, I guess.
Yeah, and they could have literally had a 10-minute section of, hey, here's some new stuff from Flash, check out Michael Keaton, hey, here's Batgirl, check out the new images of the suit that's not that one, hey, check out Blue Beetle. Also, it's been 3 years since Green Lantern and Strange Adventures was announced. JJ has wasted 4 years sitting on his thumb. Get us something for, goddamn. I don't know, going into this, I was expecting at least more, and I got disappointed with Black Adam, and Shazam looked good. So that was...
Oh, yeah. I don't remember. They did in a panel before, I think, or was it going on at the same time, they announced that one Batman animated show that technically is going to be for adults, but I don't... Because it said it was for Cartoon Network, but I don't know how it's going to happen.
And that's still at least 2024-ish?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how it's going to be adult unless they're going to put it on Adult Swim. But Adult Swim is technically
the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, because technically Adult Swim is a different channel.
They also didn't talk about anything Batman related, which was strange. What?
Yeah, that was From when I saw that, was literally the only Batman thing they actually talked about. Yeah. But it wasn't they didn't make a big deal out of it.
It could have had Matt Reeves at least pre-record a 1-minute thing, being hey, We're going to start shooting the first spin-off series, Penguin, soon, and also the Batman 2. We confirmed it. Yeah.
Dude,
stay tuned.
There's nothing for Joker either. No.
Yeah.
Do people really want the
There's so much they could have done.
Huh? I guess. Yeah.
I wouldn't like peg Penguin to fill in the seats or people to watch on HBO Max.
Well, it'd be more content at least.
I guess.
Well,
I mean, you can't have any less people watching it than Peacemaker.
oh, that's true.
Oh.
That's true. That is true. Now on to our first Marvel trailer we're going to talk about, and Marvel things. So, let's talk about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
You're starting at the ending.
We're actually just going to start here because after this, there's a reason to the madness. Trust me. There's a reason to why I did it with this.
Well, for people who don't know, before the Hall H thing started, someone pulled a fire alarm.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
It was delayed by like 10 to 15 minutes.
Which, I mean, to them, it didn't matter because they let them still have all their time, which was great. And again, we knew going into this, Wakanda Forever was going to get the blowout treatment, and they clearly did. And
yeah, it
wow.
It is. I was surprised at how they're doing phases in Wakanda Forever is the end of Phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which we're gonna
now it's the end of Phase 4. It was supposed to be Love and Thunder before.
Yeah. Which again, what do we want to say about Wakanda Forever? Like, it looks amazing.
It looks amazing, but it's a mixed bag for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Like, fantastic trailer. It looks good. I still just have like a please just handle it well.
Yeah.
Like, please. Yeah.
From people who've been around this, it looks like the leaks are kind of true.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, take it as you will. If it's something that you want or something that you didn't. So, but at least from the trailer, it's probably gonna be good.
It looks like again. I'm just gonna compare this to, I guess, like Black Adam and Shazam. It looks like a safe film, but for this film specifically, that's not a bad thing considering what they have to juggle and handle in terms of real life implications. So if you can go simple and just give us a good film that's, okay, here's your next Black Panther. We're going to move on past this. We're going to introduce a new Black Panther. We also got a new big villain, and we're going to move on into the new, era of the MCU without T'Challa. It looks like it's what the film needs to be. Now, again, whether the film's going to be good or not, the jury's out till we see it, but I think it looks good, honestly. Like, it doesn't look bad to me, which is, always a worry.
Nothing about it looks bad.
Yeah, it looks like they had more time to at least work on special effects this time instead of 3 weeks. So,
well, hopefully they don't do what they did last time and literally change the ending. Like, what, a month before it came out?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That could be problematic.
But I like this theory that it takes.
Because
I've seen a lot of people say that, and I really like that.
Yeah, it's with that line in the trailer where
Angela Bassett, I've lost everything.
Yeah, like she said, she lost her entire family. So, did Shuri get tested as well?
Well, here's the thing: Shuri is on the missing list in Endgame, but so was Scott Lang.
Oh,
so something could have happened to Shuri at that point in Endgame at the start of it. Or she goes somewhere, and then it's in between that 5 years.
So technically she probably goes AWOL, but people thought she got dusted instead.
Yeah, or like something like
what are you talking about? Probably Bass probably takes her or something.
I mean, maybe they could quite easily do the whole what's the city, the dead place called in the Wakanda.
Oh, right, yeah, they could.
The Necro, I can't think what it's called.
Necropolis, I think.
That's the one, yeah. Like, maybe introduce, because they say we're going to see parts of Wakanda we haven't seen before. Like, that's a perfect thing to bring in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a bit on the... it's not probably the best time. Like, oh, hey, with the King of the Dead. Like,
yeah.
thinking about, maybe not. But, No, like it's a possibility. Like I know they've got the ancestral plane, but it's maybe they do something with that.
Yeah. I mean, you could see how they could work it in there, so it's not like, yeah.
I think you could like bring it in and handle it well. Like maybe don't just be like, "Hey, yeah, dead people."
Yeah. Oh, a little awkward would be to phrase it like.
Since the whole thing's dealing with loss, like you can weave that in there, and make it.
That and apparently the world powers are trying to seize all the vibranium because also of the war with the Atlanteans lighting stuff on fire.
I mean, man, Namor and his people, they looking good. They are looking good.
I do like the part in that trailer where for their fleet ships they use blue whales.
Yeah. I do want to bring this up, and it's something that I took note of automatically. One thing I had to complain about in Aquaman was Atlantis and everything underwater was too clean. Like, when they're underwater, there was almost like no depth to the water. Like, they're underwater because everything's blue, but it's like, okay, beyond that, there's no like this thickness. And here, every time you see an underwater sequence, there is a thick amount of things floating around, and like the water looks like it has a presence. I really appreciate that because it would be there.
Oh, and for people asking and wondering, the reason why Namor isn't blue like all the other Atlanteans is that he is a mutt. In the comics, he's a mutant, but he's also half human. So there you go.
Yep. So
the term "mutt's" a bit iffy in it. No, you mutt.
Well, in that context, he is because Atlanteans do not like him.
Yeah, no, they are very racist against Namor.
Yeah,
it's just a very word, but
yeah, I know that's essentially what it is. They do not like him for that reason alone.
It's going to be interesting to see how they handle everything, just like kind of going forward in terms of what they do with Namor. Because if that leak was correct, and I'm going to just go with it was, he's surviving this film. So he's coming back.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, he is. No ways, no.
Yeah, which will be interesting to see how they handle him.
Fantastic Four, like 2 years away. You've got to have him first over Sue. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. It's a nice wife you got there, Reed. Sure would be a shame if something was to happen with her.
Wash her away.
I mean, when you got like 12 of them, one's 13.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. So I think we're all excited for Wakanda Forever. Just hope they, handle this very well.
It's definitely Shuri in the suit. Let's be honest with ourselves here. It's not M'Baku.
Yeah. I'm not saying Baku's... Man, that's a transformation for him.
You see, when the flood happens in Wakanda, he's all the swimming. He loses the muscle mass, and
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, so I think the suit's got gold and silver on it.
Yeah,
it did look like that.
Yeah, from it's this new version of the suit looks like it's gonna have that.
Well, that's there just for all the TikTokers to be like, it's clearly gonna be Killmonger because he had gold on his suit.
Well, Killmonger is part of those leaks.
Yeah, that is true.
Where she goes to the ancestral plane, she sees him instead.
Yeah. Would be interesting. I mean, yeah. So, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, look, the film is coming out later this year. It's not being delayed or anything. There was some fears of that, so we're gonna know stuff real soon. Which,
well, technically we already do because a lot of promotional items have already showed a lot.
That is true.
What's going to happen? So
yeah, like Riri, and now we get a look at the suit she's going to start off with.
Yep, the Ironheart Mark 1. You get I don't want to say like a better look, but they released her pop figure so you can see what she's working with.
Yep. Yeah, a better look was definitely not the right word for that.
You got a look of sorts.
Because like the only other thing was her on a t-shirt, and even then you don't really get to see like what the suit entails other than some top footage.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize Dominic Thorne's 25 years old.
Really? Yeah. Wow. Okay, did not expect that.
I could have sworn when they announced it, oh, she's like, you know, she's on the younger side of everyone.
Yeah, I thought she was like 16,
and
maybe.
I was like, wow, she's 25.
Wow, yeah. Well, I guess
she's in that like Haley Steinfeld, Catherine Newton.
Yeah, the Tom Holland effect, where it's like, oh, you're still so young, you're looking, it's fine.
It doesn't help. You put her next to I can't think of Denai Guerrera. Like you put her next to her, and she's like 3 foot shorter, and it's like, yeah, you look a lot younger.
Yeah. That's true. So yeah, look, Wakanda Forever coming at us later this year. We're obviously going to talk a lot more about this soon. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back talking about it because more stuff is going to hit relatively. Next up, let's talk about the start of Phase 5 because Wakanda Forever ended it. Ant-Man Quantumania is starting it. So, boy, I mean, you know what? At first, when they announced it, it didn't make sense to me. But as we're going to go talk about the rest of it, it makes sense. So, we also got the first, like, images that leaked and the description of Quantumania. And it sounds insane.
It's from what it was, it's that the Lang Van Dyne family do not like Scott because he's famous for writing his book Watch Out for a Little Guy and how the Avengers defeated Thanos. And
how he's integral to how the Avengers beat. He's riding high on his own supply.
Yeah, he has like a giant ego, and then Cassie and them don't like it. But apparently from what the scene that people at Hollis got to see is that from some accident, everyone gets sucked into the quantum realm. And MODOK is here, along with Kang, and for one reason or another, they captured Cassie, who is from the promotional poster that they posted earlier before it started. People were saying that from this, she's going to be the Stinger?
Yeah.
Instead of Stature. So she's going to have to pull out.
Catherine Newton did put a hashtag Stature when she announced that, when it was announced.
I was speculating she's going to play both of them. So, you could...
the one reason why people are thinking she's Stinger is because of the purple. You know, obviously, Stature is red and don't look black, but it has
a domino mask. So that was also.
So it's like to differentiate her more from Scott, they've taken the purple.
I don't think you give her a domino mask to go into the quantum realm though, unless you want her dead. So
it's one of the because in the comics, right? She has the pin particles in her DNA.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't need a suit or anything to change size. It's just her power. She's a mutate of it. So she doesn't need all the helmet and stuff to do everything.
Yeah.
To be fair, in the comics, no one does because they don't actually think of that. It's just the helmet's purely taught to the ants. Whereas in this, maybe they end up going that way. We don't know. But as of now, for at least the start of it, she has the helmet and then Converse because every kid at the minute has to wear Converse in these movies.
Oh yeah.
Don't you get it? She's a kid.
Yeah, but I was surprised that MODOK is in this, and he's surprisingly comic accurate from the descriptions.
Yeah.
He's surprisingly also Corey Strong.
And
he's Darren Cross.
And they had Kang. I didn't think Kang was gonna be in the quantum realm, but he was narrating over what was happening on screen. And another thing was it Bill Murray's in this? But
yeah, Bill Murray's in it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't say who he was playing. So
no, but you see a shot that the trailer has kind of leaked in good old typical Comic-Con fashion, where you see the top corner of it.
Yeah, because I saw it. I also saw another one where people are always all, it leaked. I watched it and it said it didn't leak. The only thing you got was the audio. So I don't know what's going on.
I say Nick did that. He's like, oh, I'm excited for Ant-Man. It's like, my guy, you've literally just listened to the trailer. You haven't seen anything. You can't be excited for audio.
It's like, I don't know the context of what's happening, man.
No, there is a bit where you see Scott and Kang talking to each other because he's like, "You're an Avenger? Did I kill you? Or have I killed you before?" It's just like, Kang.
Yeah.
It's probably talking about one of the other Avengers from one of the other timelines.
I mean,
but yeah, it's good. I'm surprised that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is like this integral to everything.
I mean, Ant-Man and Wasp was integral. The cutscene, or not the cutscene, the post-credit anyway.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this film had really a lot going for it, right? And also the excitement I saw for this film just skyrocketed because people are finally excited for more Ant-Man. And I think a major part of it is the Phase 5 start, but also the implication of, oh, yeah, Kang is in this, and here he is in this poster. But just wait till down the road, because you're going to know why you need to be excited for this one. It's like, yeah.
That's right. King was in his classic purple and green armor, but he's not blue.
He was not blue. At least in the shot we got, he was not blue. Because if you look at everything, like the concept art poster they released, he was blue, obviously, because he's in the background. Yeah. But like the Multiverse Saga hat Feige was wearing, it is the green, purple, blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I think blue's obviously got to play a part with Kang, but
yeah, 100%.
I'm assuming it's gonna be like an Iron Man mask where it comes and goes.
I could see that. So I mean, we're gonna talk more about that because that's the film after Black Panther. That means the trailer will be out and attached to Wakanda Forever, which, all things considered, isn't that far away. We're going to have it in October then. So it's like, all right.
Yeah, the release date for Quantumania is February 17th.
Yep, February 17th.
Which is funny because it wrapped filming before both Wakanda Forever and the Marvels.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you're the start of Phase 5, you go here. Back.
Well, the next piece of content, which will be Marvel's Secret Invasion, coming out in spring of 2023 after Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So,
and Don Cheadle, Rhodey returns in this.
Yep. So, I mean, okay, so he's returning in this clearly because Armor Wars is nowhere here, and they did say they're still working on it, just taking longer. So they're gonna keep him in a couple projects before he's in that, right? That's kind of the thing here, you know?
Yeah. They're going to re-announce Armor Wars at D23, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Probably, if it's not in Phase 6, I'm going to be shocked.
I'm guessing he's going to be in Secret Invasion, obviously. He'll join Ironheart, and then they're going to say, hey, in fall of 2024 or 2025, because they got plenty of spots open, they got room for Armor Wars. So it doesn't have to be rushed out. They could take their time. But Secret Invasion is really interesting because, boy, this show, there's very little known about it. They did bring out, Colby Smolder. She's in the series. She hyped it up. I mean, I'm excited for it, but I don't know about you guys. Here's the thing. Out of everything that's announced, to me, Secret Invasion feels like it got the Ultron treatment, where you dump everything that everybody's more excited for, and Secret Invasion just kind of there like, remember me? I'm the other thing you were.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's kind of just sitting there. Like at one point we were all like, "Bro, Skrull, Secret Invasion," and now that it's been, well, there's mutants now, and look at all these other things you announced. It's kind of like, yeah.
There's still Skrulls in it, and apparently, you'll get to see Samuel L. Jackson dress up in Nick Fury's original costume and eye patch.
Cool. Okay, I'll take it.
But the interesting I find about this show is they're now talking about how you don't know who's going to be a Skrull.
Yeah.
Whereas they didn't when they announced it. They kind of implied that it was going to to be different.
Because from what they said, it was going to be a thriller. So it's going to be very suspenseful to be with Fury and his allies trying to figure out who's an ally and who isn't. So it's interesting.
Very. There's a lot of...
They're also having to reshoot a bit because there was Russian and Ukrainian scenes. So
Yep. All that. I mean, I'm still excited for it, but I think I'd be more excited if we had a trailer or something, right? Or even a sizzle, but we don't got much.
Well, actually,
if they actually showed us something, not hey, here's... That's what a lot of this panel was, right? It's like, hey, here's everything you already know. We're just going to talk a tiny bit more about it.
Actually,
the cast.
There they did show a scene, and it was with Rhodey and some other characters. But
did they?
That's what it said.
Yeah, there was just a little.
Yeah,
it was
it's like there's exclusive footage, and someone like I'm reading it right now. There is a description of what the footage was. It was Rhodey makes several scenes out of armor.
Yeah, it was just very rudimentary. It didn't give you an idea. The sense of it is, it doesn't give you an idea.
Reel,
exactly. Yeah. You don't have a sense of what the actual thing is. So it's like, again, I guess we'll find out soon. You know, they're taking their time. Obviously, it's coming in spring, so we're gonna see things hit by the end of the year, I would assume, because if their typical cycle continues, it's going to be right around in the fall. So, yeah.
Well, it's TV shows, right? So it's going to be later than that.
True.
Yeah. Start seeing stuff. Like,
yeah.
Or you might get one thing and then they'll wait until a month out again.
I mean, yeah. It's going to be interesting. I hope they don't take it that route, but again, you don't know because they might. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Either way, though, whatever happens, we'll talk about it soon. Okay, let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. They brought out the High Evolutionary. They got a new logo. It's the third logo redesign for this film. Hopefully this one sticks.
Yeah, they always do this.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
We'll be getting was it Rocket's origin story in this one?
Yeah, little baby Rocket. He's cute. Yeah.
Yep.
He's adorable.
Yeah, and I don't know about the beginning or the beginning of the plot is that Quill is still trying to win over this version of Gamora, who's the new leader of the Avengers.
Okay, I mean that seems like a natural course of action and like a role to fit her in, so that's cool.
It's like he's obviously gonna try and go after it because he's got a lot to process right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And, during this, James Gunn said that this is the end of this era of Guardians and
of this team of the Guardians.
Well, it said era. It said this era, so it's this team's era.
Oh, I listened to it. He said team.
Okay, so they're gonna kill off a couple members. That makes sense.
Well, no,
he did say that. Just because it's the end doesn't mean everyone does.
Yeah, he said, just because it's the end doesn't mean everyone's going to die or something.
Yeah, they're going to kill people off, let's be honest. Like, Drax ain't making it out of this movie.
Yeah, and
no.
People should be happy that they will be appearing in more comic-accurate suits this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. I seen Drax in the little DNA uniform. Just like, oh, look at him. He's all big and blue. And
and we also forget one of the best characters that's going to be appearing, Cosmo the Space Dog.
Yes.
Yeah, played by, and I can't think what her name is. I want to say like Maria Baklova or something like that.
Yeah, that's her.
Was it her? Yeah, I had her down as like Phyla-Vell or Moondragon, and James Gunn just went, she's a dog. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cosmo is not a boy.
I think
everyone's thought.
The whole Guardians thing sticks out to me because it's like, again, they are ending this iteration of the Guardians. We all know this. James Gunn has said it multiple times. He's like, look, this is the end of this. We're going to, whatever happens next, I don't know. So, fine. Look, he's had a good run. He can wrap up this story with these characters and arcs. They're going to keep doing the Guardians because just like the Avengers, they keep evolving. That's like a thing you can keep doing. So, I'm cool with it.
I mean, there's so many characters that have been on that team that they haven't actually, even hinted at. Like a Phyla-Vell and maybe Moondragon doesn't quite work in the context of the MCU. I don't know. You could probably find a way to do it. But we haven't even got Nova yet. There's Adam Warlock's only just coming in this one.
Yeah, and so that Adam was in the footage, and he looks just like the Sovereign Race in Volume 2, except he does have the Soul Jewel. It's not the Soul Stone. It's the jewel on him.
So he has a forehead stone. We don't know.
It's just going to be a stone. It's like decorative.
It's like how Vision had the solar gem in the comics, and then they made it the Soul Stone. Like they're just gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll play about with that just to have it there.
Yeah, you could cheese it in there. It doesn't matter. So that's cool.
And that one is ready for, or should be ready on May 5th of 2023. So
it's only 5 years late.
Well, we're supposed to be getting a holiday special soon, so
yeah, here we are. No mention of that.
Or Werewolf by
Not mention
Night.
that in the slightest.
That's for D23, clearly. Clearly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look, we're going to talk about it in the future, but there's quite a few spots left that are empty, and those are going to be filled up. Trust the Marvel Studios process. So, I guess that's a few thoughts on Guardians. Unfortunately, I do have to do this. We do have to toss in a couple of the things that we maybe don't want to talk about because one reason or another, but let's just get out of the way here. Marvel's What If Season 2. It's happening.
Funnily enough, What If is not on their Phase 4 lineup.
Yeah. So
it's complicated because
It shouldn't be because they announced it as part of Phase 4. It was on there in 2019, but now it's been replaced with No Way Home, apparently.
Yeah.
Well,
because along with Season 2, they are in development for Season 3 as well.
Yeah.
Yay.
Which
okay. And they showed off an actual complete episode. It was what if Captain Carter fought was it the Hydra Smasher?
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't the Gamora episode.
Nope, it was a completely different episode.
Me. That's surprising.
But it was complete. So
Yeah.
I can't lie. I kind of hope they just scrapped that Gamora episode.
I was actually just thinking that. I kind of hope they're just like, yeah, who cares about it? It's too late at this point.
Yeah. The time for it's been and gone. Like, you could have just delayed What If by a month or however long it was going to take.
Yeah.
Well, they did delay Season 2, so.
I mean,
yeah, it's true. It wasn't supposed to come out this year.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this year, but they delayed it to next year.
I mean, it's coming out in January. It's cool. It's getting a third season. It's enough content that they're like, look, it's a filler show. And here's the thing. At this point, with how much we're going to be getting, What If is going to end up overlapping with other things. So it's not going to be as like, it's like, I wake up, I watch a Star Wars or another MCU show. Oh, and What If dropped along as a supplemental. Cool, I'll watch What If. So it's like, I'm okay with it. Like, it's not the best thing. It's not the worst thing. It's What If it exists. Like, it's... Yeah.
But what if it didn't?
Oh, the ultimate question of what if. What if it didn't?
Let's see. We're gonna talk about one of the other animation things that they announced the day before.
So we're going to talk about all that. I sprinkled them through in different locations. So when we get to it, we'll get to it. Because
there's one where people were throwing a fit because they're confused.
So we have a big conversation.
We'll talk about that. We definitely will. So now that we're off of what, I tossed this one in here just to recover from What If depressing us. So we're going to talk about Daredevil confirmed for She-Hulk with the yellow suit. Man,
it was a surprise on that.
Yeah.
I've been saying on here for years it's going to be She-Hulk. No one listens.
I know. I didn't think they'd actually do it. And then once I saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, they're actually doing it." And I was like, "Oh, it's his actual debut suit that they're going with this time." That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, he's only going to be in it for one episode. Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, according to Nick, he's going to be in it for like 3 episodes because he's that integral.
Yeah, but Nick's deluded himself.
Well, due to recent things we learned, if you're in something MCU and you don't pass 15 minutes, they only pay you for a cameo. So he'll be in it for 14 minutes and 55 seconds. So he'll be a cameo technically in the episode, and he'll get paid chump change. So
to be fair, does that scale with how long the episodes are, or how long the thing is? Because She-Hulk's only half an hour long.
Yeah.
So if he's in for literally 50% of it, is that a cameo or a role? What's the scale on this thing? How does it work?
Like, from that scene, I think he's probably gonna be in like probably a court scene and help She-Hulk fight one time.
Yeah. There's no way they don't do a hey, here's lawyer Matt with lawyer She-Hulk, and then hey, here's She-Hulk and like Daredevil.
And they're clearly fighting the frog dude, right? Like
I pray to God they are.
That needs to happen.
Actually, it's either going to be Frogman or the Wrecking Crew because the Wrecking Crew's in She-Hulk.
True.
Like they literally showed you the Wrecking Crew.
I put it at the Wrecking Crew because Frogman seemed like he was gonna be her unwanted sidekick because he's technically a hero.
True, I just hope Frogman's the big bad of the season.
Like,
what a
he
twist!
does a heel turn.
He's just constantly reoccurring. He's so like, just goofy and dumb, nice. Or they put a syndrome with Frogman. He starts off like trying to be the sidekick at the start, and then she just pushes him away, and then he becomes the big bad at the end.
Yeah. It could work it in there. Honestly, you could work that in there. So, look, it's looking good. She-Hulk, it's around the corner, so we're not going to spend too much time talking about it right now.
We're like 3 weeks away from it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We are going from one topic that involved Daredevil to the next appearance of him in Echo, which is coming at us in spring of next year. This was confirmed. They also confirmed, look, this thing is going to obviously be exactly what we thought it was going to be. Echo on her own, Daredevil's going to be in it, and then we're spinning it off. Like, I'm excited for Echo just by the sheer approach of, hey, you don't really know much about this character outside of what you had before, but I think that's kind of the exciting part, right? Like,
it's something totally different that I know absolutely nothing about.
Exactly. Yep. That does it for me.
I'm still expecting only one episode of Daredevil in this.
Honestly, I'd be okay with it if he just makes a little...
It's all he needs.
A little setup for him versus Wilson Fisk rematch, right? Which we're going to get. Yeah. So that's really exciting to me because I think Echo, you could really introduce something interesting for Native Americans as well. Like, it's the Miss Marvel thing. It did a lot for the Muslim community. So I'm just excited by the sheer fact that Native Americans going to have representation in this. And also, you got somebody that is also disabled. And, we're talking about leg, and also she's deaf. Like, there's a lot going on in here that I think we should really focus on as a positive instead of, they're forcing diversity on us like some people were. It's like, bro, okay, I get it. You want your straight white male, guess what? You're going to get plenty of that as well. We'll talk about that stuff. But also, you got something like this, like Echo, that it's going to go into a different corner of the Marvel universe, and that's cool. Like, it's not...
Yeah, they're very, very quickly setting their street level up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, right, cool, we've got the cosmic, we've got the Avengers stuff, here's the street level. We need this thing. Now, people love street level Marvel. We need this thing to be a thing.
Yeah, and this is another part of that, So it'll be cool to see what happens. Obviously, we know D'Onofrio's in this series as well, because he's the uncle who's still going to go after her because he's been blinded.
Quote,
so.
uncle.
Yeah, uncle. So, yeah, just...
I assume he's going to be in this more than Daredevil is.
Yep, exactly. I assume he's probably at least, if it's 6 episodes, he's probably at least 2 to 3, I'm going to guess. So,
Yeah, maybe. I just kind of really hope that Daredevil shows up, Kingpin cracks a rib, and then Matt's out for a year. He's gonna lay on that couch for 3 episodes telling Claire to just go get people so he can tell them what happened. He's like, I gotta get up now because my next appearance is coming up. Oh, God.
I'm so sore.
And just everything leading up to the show is just like him getting more beat down.
Just that. Yep, exactly. So there it is, guys. A little on Echo. We got The Marvels, which is coming at us in early summer of next year. So, man, The Marvels...
They're saving this for D23. They talked about nothing with this movie.
Nothing was mentioned, which, again, it's a year away. Like, we're actually past that mark now. Like, it's... This thing, I think, to me at least, feels like, in a very weird way, something they're trying to temper expectations because I think it's going to be bigger than anybody expects. I really do think that this thing is going to be like your... Oh my God, you have to see this as a piece of the MCU content, right? Like, they haven't said much.
I assume it's going to set up Secret Invasion.
Yeah, that's kind of like, it's going to tie to it and bounce around with it because the whole thing, and also like the Marvels and leaving off Kamala as a mutant, that's going to have to be a factor in this now. Like, that has to be a factor. I can't see it not being a thing. Like, how would you proceed with with that major bombshell, and then what happens at the end with them swapping locations, like.
And they did swap. They confirmed it's a swap.
Yeah,
it's not polymorphing. So.
Yep. So, the Marvels, again, we know this is one of the things we've gotten the least leaks about. Like, there's almost nothing out there. It's crazy.
So we've had a leak recently that was it's going to be in parts a musical, and people have crapped themselves about it.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like, guys, there's literally a rhyming planet in one of the Captain Marvel comics. Calm down.
Yeah.
They just literally doing that. It's a fun little thing. I know people hate fun, but just have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like musicals, I'm sorry, but you are boring. Is what I'm going to say. You're a boring person.
I'm excited. I mean, I like Captain Marvel, so an upgrade with more Marvels in there and a higher budget and more time, it sounds good. I'm excited by it a whole lot. Just to see what they do by the sheer approach of, a massive increase to the cast and also dealing with whatever the threat is going to be. Because we still don't even know what the threat is. Like, there's nothing. We don't know.
I think there was talks about Michael Korvac, but I don't know how true that was.
That was the one.
But, God, no, to be fair, you don't need Michael Korvac in... Like, there's no relation to Kamala or...
Yeah.
What's her name? Monica. I keep wanting to say Maria, but it's not.
It's going to be a Starjammers. Oh.
Starjammers would be cool.
Honestly, I would be happy if they're like, oh, we kept the villain secret. Who is it? It's going to be Jocasta and a couple more. And you're like, oh, okay. We're going to bring some X-Men characters in here real quick, huh?
I'd have a lot of questions why Jocasta's there and Ultron's nowhere to be found.
Well, I mean, the Ultron's already different enough, so why not? Just toss her in there. Yeah,
who built Jocasta? We know Tony made the AI, but you can easily retcon that. You don't need to.
Yeah, that's true.
That was just an Easter egg.
They can play around with it. So, yeah, the Marvels coming at us next year.
I mean, Scoopers better watch out because they lied to me once about Inhumans with Miss Marvel. If they've been telling me the Galactic Inhumans are in the Marvels, and if they're not, I am.
Hey, Mitch, you know where they might be? Loki season 2 in the multiverse.
No,
they could.
That's the Squadron Supreme.
Yeah. We're still on the Squadron Supreme front, huh? All right.
I hope that someone said it, and I'm like, if it's not in there,
yeah,
I've been wanting them for years.
Please,
it's the perfect spot for them.
Like, they didn't really give anything about Loki season 2 other than it's coming in summer 2023.
Yeah.
So hey, here's a date. Remember this thing? Cool. Moving on. So, okay.
I mean, other than Kang will be a part of it, which we all suspected, and that was
I mean, literally the ending of the first season. Yeah.
Gonna be fun. I mean, he technically was in the first season at the end.
Yep.
No, that was He Who Remains.
No, I was talking about the statue.
All right, Mitch. All right.
That's what I was talking about as well.
Mitch over here being pedantic.
Look, he wasn't Kang in Loki. It was the other one.
Yeah, well, they're all.
It wasn't
variants.
even He Who Remains. I can't actually remember which version of Kang it was, but they were taken from. But there's too many Kangs.
Yeah. But Loki season 2, the only thing we really know is it's picking up after those events, and they said it's gonna be crazier. So make of that what you will. I don't know. What does that mean? Who knows?
I'm excited for it.
Same. It was the most unexpected, thing MCU has done that shocked me, how much I love it. So I can't complain about it, really. I loved it. What do you want me to say?
Or was the most shocking thing how boring What If was?
Ooh, that's a tie.
That was the most shocking thing for me at Phase 4. Just like, all this, and you chose to play it this safe.
All of these delicious flavors, and you chose nothing. You chose bland.
It's not even vanilla. It's just literally ice.
Yeah, just ice. Yeah, but all right. So Loki season 2, nothing much was really mentioned. We all kind of know where it's going to go, so we'll see what happens next. Let's talk a little bit about my boy. Finally got a release date, November of next year. Blade.
Quasar
is happening. Oh. God damn it! Don't put that. Why you do this?
Also, Blade will start filming in October.
Yeah. It's officially
They finally mentioned something about this movie.
Dude,
we now know it's a movie officially.
It's, oh my God. Like, it's taking so long to get here, and the fact it's gonna start shooting, we have a release date. It's an interesting one. November, you can talk, like, November used to be like, it has to be a family movie. That was like 10 years ago, it was like family movie acceptable. Now it's like you can drop whatever you want in November and it can work. So Blade is, it fits.
I'm very interested.
It's also around the Halloween time. No.
Yeah.
It's like just after Halloween. Like they couldn't put it on Halloween.
It's November 3rd, so.
I was going to say, I thought it was the 7th, but 3rd makes sense, yeah. So it's literally like the weekend after Halloween.
Yep.
I am interested in this, but the one thing I don't like is the toxic people. So this has to be rated R. I'm not going to see it if it's not rated R. Is we just
enjoy not having Blade.
Yeah. I was like, either I just want to see how they're going to incorporate him and see if he's going to be a vampire hunter or a monster hunter in general. Which monster hunter in general would be the better option. So
100%.
Since he just doesn't have to just constantly hunt vampires.
It would suck if they give us.
You don't want to repeat the old trilogy again.
Yeah. Yep. Like, it would be pretty terrible if we have to get 3 vampire-based Blade movies. You're like, oh, that's so boring. Like, please don't.
No, you can start off the first one with Dracula, but then 2 and 3, no, you can't. You got to do something else.
Yeah. Like, spread the love a little bit. Give us more interesting characters out there. You can add tons. Like, Blade 2, if you get to it, or if they do Midnight Suns or whatever, you can introduce, you got your Elsa Bloodstone on the team. You could do a version of a Van Helsing-like character. You got plenty of them to pick from. So,
wasn't one of the trademarks for Midnight Suns?
Yeah, it was. So
yes.
Yep.
Because those trademarks gave a crap ton away.
Yeah, they did, and half them were confirmed. So,
and I think people did ask Feige about, I forgot who wanted to play Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, the MTV guy asked about Ryan Gosling, and the second Feige said Ryan Gosling, the lights went out.
He saw
bad omen.
He saw. Oh, I think he could play a Ghost Rider. Just see if we can fit him in. It was like, okay.
And they mentioned Ghost Rider like twice during interviews, so something tells me he's coming. Like, they weren't shying away.
I think it's purely because Ryan Gosling is like, yeah, I'd play Ghost Rider.
Yeah, get that man on the phone. We'll get him. Ghost Rider won't be boring then.
Don't waste Ryan Gosling on Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
he needs to be Nova. And
that would be the better casting, honestly.
Exactly.
It would. But yeah, so Blade got a release date for next year. Get hyped. It's, we know that next fall we are getting Marvel's Ironheart.
Yep.
We got a little bit, just a quick glimpse of her in the Wakanda Forever trailer. She's building a suit, very reminiscent of Tony, and
yeah.
That's kind of.
She's not building this suit with a box of scraps. Yeah, ironically, the suit comes out looking more like a box of scraps.
Exactly.
it's like when she's in Wakanda, she's like, "Can I use this?" And then Shuri just gives her a box of Wakandan scraps.
Yeah,
let's make what you need to
do. Honestly, I'm excited for Ironheart, but it's one of these things where it's so far away. Like, what do you expect me to say, right? Like, it's so far away.
Are you excited because it's Ironheart, or are you excited because it's got the Solo guy in it?
Yes. You know the answer to this.
About this is weird because people were saying that they didn't want Riri, they wanted Morgan. And
that's been a thing since Endgame came out. Yeah, Morgan. It's the same with Kate Bishop as Hawkeye. But he called his daughter Hawkeye in Endgame. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, the funny thing is that for people who don't know, Morgan was originally Tony's adult male cousin.
Of course they don't know. They didn't read the comics.
He's also a villain.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know how they're gonna do that. So yeah, I
mean, Kang timey-wimey stuff. No,
Kang did it.
Don't give the toxic people what they want.
I mean, say Kang's the newer wizard did it.
It's
like,
true.
Oh, Kang did it. It's cool.
That's how you're gonna explain all
Sam
the problems.
calls them wizards, so
Yeah, that's that is true too. That's good remembering that. Ironheart, obviously, we know very little. We do know Obadiah Stane looks like he is going to be the villain. That's cool.
Excuse me?
It is going to be Obadiah, right? Or not Obadiah, Ezekiel. That's the one.
Thanks. I was going to say, don't do me, boy.
Okay, I'm going to start calling him that until you call him Kazar.
Oh, you've been saying Kazar this entire time? That's interesting. I thought it said Quasar.
It's going to happen. Trust me, D23, they're announcing the Savage Land. It's coming. I know it.
No.
It's going to happen. No. Yeah. So, yeah, Ironheart. We know when it's coming out now in the fall. So, get ready. After that, I'm tossing in another little audible in here so we can add it in here because it's coming next year or the year after. X-Men 97. We got a better first look at it. We got some interesting details. Magneto's going to lead the X-Men, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's continuing from I'm surprised they're picking up from where last season left off.
I did not. I thought that was just going to be like a marketing ploy to throw people off. You know, like, oh yeah, we're just going to pick up right where we left off. And I was like, I don't know. Are you lying to me?
Nope. Yeah, but I was like, because I forgot his suit from that time period. I was like, oh no, they're going really 90s with him.
Unfortunately, it's the only time people really cared about the X-Men. Because that's when they got massive.
That was the
I say cared. That's wrong. People always care about the X-Men, but that was like the boom of X-Men.
That was, yeah.
And they want you to remember that like Claremont 90s era.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's going to be like that in the movies.
Yeah, heavily leaning into the 90s makes sense, and also them using that 90s theme whenever they can. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't wait for the Middle Eastern sitcom that actually had that theme first to sue them again. That would always be
now they got
me.
enough money to just buy out whoever's going to sue them.
Yeah, it's ours now. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the panel, the people there did get to see an unfinished clip, which didn't really offer that much. It was just Rogue and Wolverine fighting a Sentinel. And
because of course it was Rogue and Wolverine.
Of course it was, yeah.
Yeah, they had Rogue decapitate the Sentinel, and then Wolverine said a funny joke in parentheses and disemboweled the Sentinel and started controlling him.
Did he call anybody a bub? That's all. That's what I need to know.
Yes, he called the Sentinel a bub with this funny joke.
How many times did he scream for morph?
More. That's so true.
It's an important question. I need to know, is morph okay?
But yeah, it is cool. They also said that since they're working on this one, it is getting a second season as well. They greenlit it, so they're working on season 2 as well.
Awesome.
So I'm surprised a lot of the animation wise that they're really confident with the stuff that they're announcing. Second seasons already.
I can tell you that the X-Men 97 thing is going to be a huge success because Hasbro Pulse has been releasing the 90s Legends figures. They sell out in a matter of hours, and then the third-party websites jack them up by $5 to $8, and eBay's already doubled the price. Like, they're going to... This thing will self-fund itself with action figures alone. So, like, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's...
Middle-aged millennial is a powerful thing.
It's true.
Yeah, I can't afford a house, but I can afford this overpriced figure.
Yeah.
Somewhere right now, Adam is listening to this, crying, going, "That's me, damn it! That's me with the X-Men." Oh, I see you, Adam.
Oh, Adam's going to be insufferable when X-Men come out. God damn, that's going to be a. Oh no, my life in that group's going to be awful.
It's true.
It's bad enough as it is.
It's true.
Oh, no.
It is true. But hey, while we're talking about anime, let's jump over to this piece of animation because Spider-Man Freshman Year, first look, and there is, man. Okay, I don't even know where to start here.
It's canon the same way What If is canon. Shut up about it.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's like the way I equate it to is that it's canon, but they're playing a little loose with it. with certain things may or may not have happened the same way in their version of 616. Because in this one, the events of freshman year happen right after Civil War. So right after Civil War, it goes into freshman year.
Before Civil War.
Nope, it says it's right after.
Oh. Then there's no way it's mainline 616 then, so everyone can just be like done with it.
Okay. But again, in the press
release, literally can't be.
I know that's the problem. That's the problem because in the press release, they said it is canon.
No, they say it's canon to the MCU.
Yeah,
it's just not. It's literally what if it's canon. What if is canon, but it's not the timeline we follow.
Honestly, I will not be surprised if they explain that this is the Loki and Kang effect taking effect, and it's like, oh, but here's a what if this. So
where certain things happen, certain things.
Here's my prediction. I'm gonna make this prediction, and I don't know why I feel this way. We're gonna see Peter in like the first episode, right? And it's gonna be MCU canon, like with how he got his powers and a thing like that. And then when he gets home, that scene of Tony being there, the effect is going to happen and it's going to be Norman Osborn. And from then on out, it's a what if style canon where it's like you got one episode and then by the end, it's like, wait, that's not Tony. So everybody on the internet can be like, what just happened? I think they're going for that effect.
Because what that is saying that during his freshman year, he's going to be tutored or mentored by Norman Osborn. And in this iteration, Norman Osborn is African American, so they can explain why he has waves.
If that's the reason why, I love it.
That's like how long.
Because during the announcements, when they said Norman Osborn and Harry are going to be part of his inner circle people, when they showed his friends, people were like, "Where's Harry? All I see are these black dudes." That's literally what it was. And then when people looked at it closer, oh, okay, they made Norman Osborn black here. Okay, so Harry is the one black kid that's the jock in this one. So there's that, and
he's also friends with Niku Minaro.
Yeah, who from Runaways. Well,
which the Runaways had a trademark as well.
Yep.
Yeah, she's Peter's best friend in this apparently. So yeah, you're not gonna get no Gwens or MJs in this.
Or Kitty Prydes. Never gonna get Kitty Pryde.
So it's that. They also showed that he will be using a different version of his proto suit for the majority of freshman year until he gets some more suits, which people are getting confused because with the actual suits, they had the MCU suit from after No Way Home. He's going to be using that one. He's going to be using the Future Foundation suit.
That makes no sense to me. What?
And he's
also the Fly or whatever.
He's going to use some of his Identity Crisis suits from the early 90s because that's what most of them were. And he's also going to have villains. He's going to have Dr. Octopus, the Chameleon, some other
Scorpion was one of them.
Yeah, I think Rhino.
I'll chase you to the end of the earth, Scorpion.
I think one of them was Speed Demon as well.
Yeah.
But they did announce that it's gonna have a second season called Sophomore Year as well. So like they're really confident in this as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's Spider-Man cartoon. You're always gonna get.
And I do like that with the art style that they're going for is that they're making it Ditko-esque.
Yeah. When that's what that Doctor Strange is just like, that's Ditko.
Oh yeah,
and Charlie Cox eating good again. So
Cox is in this.
Yeah, we got Doctor Strange and Daredevil in this, so it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Charlie Cox is a busy man.
Yeah, he is.
He's gone from having Daredevil to doing absolutely nothing for like 4 years.
Nothing but Daredevil.
He was just sitting on the couch waiting for Daredevil recast with the helmet.
Amazing.
I say that little clip of him with the helmet drinking the tea, that's literally what he's been doing.
Like he calls him, my time has come, and puts the helmet on.
Yep. Well, that's a little bit for that Spider-Man series.
Oh, yeah. It's coming spring of 2024.
It's going to be a while, yeah. We got like 2 years, so.
And just don't worry about where it fits.
Exactly.
Just not everything has to fit.
Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Going off Spider-Man, I did want to bring it up. obviously there was no Spider-Man announcement here because that's for Sony and Marvel to announce together. But Kevin Feige in an interview after did say, well, Spider-Man will exist as a street-level character going forward in the MCU.
Yeah.
So I added just Spider-Man 4 in here. I'm assuming 2024 is probably going to be Spider-Man. And here's the reasoning. There is literally no, after like May to July, there's nothing. And then going all the way to November, December, look, they can cheese it in there because there's plenty of spots left for Spider-Man, just looking at the schedule. And
this is the thing as well, how many times these dates change?
Exactly.
Like,
they're not
by the time the last one comes out, the dates aren't going to be what they announced this weekend. So
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
could it be 24? Sure. Could it be next year? I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm. So
they could fuck something real quick. But
what do you think for Spider-Man 4? When do you think the announcement's coming, and what do we think it's going to be about? Because he said he's going to be a street-level character. Well, to me, that means we're going back to basics. You're not getting another multiverse film, hopefully.
Well, back to basics means Peter juggling college homework with his superheroics with whatever's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because, well, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but I assume that's when the symbiote's going to play a part in.
Yep.
But as for that, I'm not so entirely sure because of what they're doing with the animated side of Spider-Man. So
yeah,
like it can't be Chameleon or Scorpion. So I'm not.
I mean, it could be those. There's nothing stopping it.
Honestly, like I just want to see him fight like Tombstone or someone.
Tombstone would be good.
Yeah.
Kingpin would be also like, oh man, Tombstone.
Here's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be Daredevil and Kingpin, and they're gonna have that three.
Hell yeah!
Or they're gonna bring in Deadpool, and you have the Team Red. That's on Twitter.
We are literally in the Daredevil phase. Apparently, it's just everything's Daredevil.
But my thing with them when they're going to announce it is when they do these, like these phase announcements or like the Comic-Con ones. Mm-hmm. They've never had Spider-Man be a part of the logos and like the graphics on the screen.
Yeah.
They had No Way Home as part of the whole Phase 4. Like that was like very noticeably there at the end of it when they had literally everything there.
I think that's because it was announced by then, probably.
Either that.
It's like that's weird, right? Because if they announced it, then them and Sony have got to be a bit tighter, surely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I assume that. It's like money, right? Let us do it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if at D23 they're like, oh, by the way, Spider-Man 4.
I could see it.
Yeah, I could too.
Because it wouldn't be the first one they've announced since the whole falling apart thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. At least we kind of know what they're at least aiming to do with him at the street level. So, whatever the end result is, I mean, Feige, for the first time, he just said, oh, yeah, next time you see him in the MCU, street level. Okay, so that's more of an update we've gotten about the guaranteed future of Spider-Man than anything recently. So, I mean, can't complain too much about it, I suppose. So
I kind of hope it's the Scorpion. They actually pick that thread back up and just carry on with it.
Yes.
I mean, be like, hey, yeah, cool, he was dusted in those 5 years and then came back.
I mean, it would fit with the Scorpion, especially if they go with the JJ route with it.
Yep. And then
I don't know if they'll be like, hey, here's this Alex Jones allegory funding a child killer. I don't know.
Well, they don't know he's a child. They think he's a man.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
A vigilante that needs to come be.
Just give Gargan the symbiote. I actually enjoyed Gargan as a symbiote. Like,
I mean, have both. Have him start off as the Scorpion in that movie, and then at the end, he gets the symbiote by mistake or something.
I'd be down for that. Because I don't think this version of Flash Thompson can do, like, Agent Venom, and I don't think you want to do Venom again.
It would have to be like very far in the future because this Flash went off to the military to train before he got the suit anyway. So.
And you got to blow his legs off.
You could fudge that. You can fudge that, you just say like, oh, he dropped out of MIT and went into the military.
Yeah, true.
Also depends how long it is until you see Flash again.
Yeah, that's true.
I assume he won't be in the fourth one, but you could bring back in the fifth one and be like, oh, hey, I'm jacked.
Mm-hmm. True. Well,
do it that way, but
there we go. Look, Spider-Man 4 announcement will come, so when it does, we'll talk about it. Don't want to spend too much time here on it. Let's talk about Agatha, Coven of Chaos. So, the first thing I like about this is the name change. I actually really like this title.
Yeah, it sounds better than House of Harkness.
Yeah. That title to me was a little... It's
a mouthful.
Yeah. Plus, Coven of Chaos tells you exactly what you need to know, and everything is in the title. Oh, they're going to focus on the Witch's Coven, and clearly they're dealing with chaos magic. Wow, what a surprise! Like, okay, I like it. It's on the nose.
It's like people going like, is there a reason for the name change? Well, yeah. Why wouldn't they're not just going to change the name randomly for no apparent reason? It's like, yes, that is your answer. There is an absolute reason why.
Okay, I want to ask you guys this, because this is how I felt. A part of me feels like that this has to be somewhat of a prequel as well, right?
I mean, it could be. You could have both. It could quite easily be a sequel.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of both. That could work.
It's a bit of a half and half situation. You could have someone like the Midnight Suns or one of those members like trigger something or even, hey, Wanda is presumed dead right now. Maybe that thing at the end of Multiverse of Madness has let Agatha go.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
There's so many ways around.
She forms a new coven. Honestly. And this is where you're going to use what you're doing in the other things, because Runaways got registered. The new era or whatever. This is how you bring in, like, Nico, who's clearly, a Wiccan, very powerful. Like, you could cheese this in and bring some of those little characters back. So
I mean, you're clearly going to get Wanda in this.
Yeah.
There's going or some kind of appearance in Wanda, like, maybe she is actually dead in this, or I don't know. Like, maybe actually do the Witch's Road and give me what I want for once, please, Marvel. You took my humans away from me. At least give me the Witch's Road.
Like you said, give me what I want.
I mean, look, if Nick's getting everything he bloody wants, I want something. It's just...
Nah, you have to screech for it.
I'm too old to that note. Like, I can't do it.
Coven of Chaos coming at us. I'm excited for this. I think we all are, because
this is an Echo for me.
Yeah,
it's like an Echo, but slightly different, because I have no idea why this thing is existing.
Yeah,
they've clearly got an idea for this show, and it's like, well, what is? I just want to know what the thinking is. Like, how is this? Not everything has to fit into the grand narrative, obviously, but like, just why?
I'm super hyped for my Wiccan friends, because, again, I live in the hippie mountains where it's hippies and you can believe whatever you want. So I am friends naturally with a couple people that are, like, into the occult and the Wiccan side of their beliefs. And I'm like, I'm excited for you guys, because they were so hyped about, like, all that stuff in WandaVision. So I'm like, you guys are going to be all over this, and I will ask you about things I'm not sure about as they relate to witchcraft. So,
watch this be where Billy and Tommy come back into things.
Oh, that would be so good. You could do that.
They're the only, they're the only two. Obviously, we've had them before, but they got to come back somehow. Like, she resurrects them, and that just leads us straight into the Children's Crusade. Which, please announce it at D23 Marvel. I need my Young Avenger.
Well, there is a mystery Marvel movie coming at us in February of 2024. They did not put it on the slate, but in the follow-up press release to the schedule, it is still listed as mystery. Now, obviously, anybody
Isn't that before Fantastic Four?
It is, yeah. Oh, it's way, yeah.
So Fantastic Four isn't starting.
It's gonna be just looking at the schedule right here that I have. The mystery film is coming at us before Daredevil and before Captain America, The New World Order. So it's got to be Deadpool, right? February. It's February. The date is February 13th. Deadpool 1 was February 12th. Like.
Yeah, they always did the Valentine's Day thing, didn't they?
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, I can see it being
It's got to be Deadpool. Yeah. I don't see what else it could be, because they have plenty of mystery dates. This is the only one that makes sense, because Deadpool is already so far along in development and everything. Like, that to me just makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
They can spin the advertising for it as well. Deadpool's mystery date with the MCU. You know, you can have fun with the Valentine's Day thing. Like, it's perfect. It's, you know, so
I'm really worried how they're going to handle that movie.
Same. Yep.
And it's a weird worry, because like, I don't even give a crap about the other two Deadpool movies.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He's just gonna appear in the MCU.
I mean, if they did that, and the whole thing's him just like casually trying to ignore the fact that he's now there, fine.
That's cool. Yeah. Fish out of water story is what we're gonna get. So, look, I don't want to spend too much time on Deadpool, so we're just gonna. I wanted to toss it in here because the Deadpool and the R-rated connection. Marvel Zombies is gonna be like what we didn't expect.
TVMA.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, which is rated. It's the equivalent to rated R. People said they weren't going to do it, but here they are.
Crazy.
Yep.
It's
So Marvel can basically do whatever they want now. So stop complaining now.
Yep. See, my wife is a mark for zombies, and she's so hyped for this. Like, we were talking about the entire slate. She was like, yeah, that's cool. Kang's Secret Wars, whatever. But zombies, though. I'm like, yes. You edgelord.
Yep, and they did show that the new heroes coming to the universe. And they're adding a lot of them. They're adding, like, Miss Marvel, Shang-Chi, Wong, and some other ones. But there is something.
I say you got Katie from Shang-Chi. Yeah. You got, not Cassie. I think, actually, was Cassie there?
I'm not sure.
I know Kate Bishop and Yelena.
Yeah.
One thing I did see that people pointed out is that Shang-Chi was partially zombified. He was using the rings to stop the zombification in one of his arms.
Interesting.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Well, hey, if they're Kree tech, then they can do whatever the hell they want with that. Yeah, and
then they had a whole bunch of new zombies that they showed off too.
Because isn't it like, instead of where the comic was, like the comic followed the zombies, this is going to be following the survivors.
Yeah,
for the most part. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes a lot more sense, to be fair, though.
It does,
because I think it was in the comics they had the zombies talking, saying, "We don't care, we're hungry."
Yeah,
they're going to be talking this because Elizabeth Olsen is voicing Wanda.
Yeah, which again makes sense. They do get more sentient, so it's fine.
Yeah. So I don't think you really get the actor back to just go, No, literally anyone can do that. So
can you like make vomiting noises for half hour and take your paycheck, please? Perfect. All right. Good. It's I don't know.
I'm cheap. Marvel, pay me.
Look, I'm very excited for this. I really like the Marvel Zombies. I like that they're going to be not held back by a rating. Like, they're clearly going to go full on into this, and they see the Marvel Zombies sells. So,
yeah,
that's
Do
cool.
you think this is a test bed for other big like Marvel events?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like you get 1602 next year or something.
There is a thing about that where I forgot who it was, but they pitched it to the higher ups and they nixed it. But
it was it Neil Gaiman that wrote?
Yes,
it was. Yeah.
He came out the other day and he's like, I've tried getting that movie made for years. And
he wanted it to either be a movie or a TV show, and he's going to try again since the higher ups have changed, so it might get greenlit.
It's 100% going to be a series, and perfect. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is basically, I think, What If was the test bench, because now they're spinning stuff off from What If, because they know that it would work. So
exactly.
So I guess that's what If is going to be.
I say, is Zombies the same animation as What If, or is it different?
It looks slightly different.
It looks slightly different, but
because all I've seen is those camera pictures of everything. I haven't actually seen.
It looks a little bit more cell shaded-y to a degree. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it just looks. It looks like they moved it slightly off enough so it's not the same. So people are like, "Hey, you're being cheap," but clearly the DNA's in there. Like,
yeah.
So
I'm excited for the animation. What's
Same.
the word? Renaissance.
Yeah. Marvel, it's about time they do animation again, a lot of it, so I'm excited. More Daredevil. Daredevil Born Again was confirmed. 18 episodes of Daredevil.
He's a really good baby. Get Born Again.
Oh, God damn it.
My favorite meme of like the year. It's just like, I'm a really good baby. It's like, oh, thank you. It's an interesting, like, just on the title, because it's an interesting one, because they've already done Born Again.
Yeah.
Born Again was literally season 3, so it's clearly more in line with the Homecoming. Just that, hey, he's back.
It's a name nod, and that's about it. Yeah.
I was surprised it didn't go Man Without Fear. That's what I would have gone for.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. That's literally there. It's there.
Yeah. But, you know, I get Born Again. It's like, hey, we've got him back now.
Yeah, it's...
And it is 18 episodes a season.
Oh.
I know there was some confusion about that. Or at least season 1's going to be 18 episodes.
Yeah.
3 seasons of 6, which would have made sense, but...
No, like I said, Nick was getting what he wants. Squeezing works.
I mean,
I'd say someone's wished in a monkey's paw somewhere to get Nick what he wants. Like, it's...
This honestly was probably the most shocking thing they announced. Like, not just Daredevil, it's like, but the amount of episodes. Because do the math there. 18 episodes. We're going to be watching this for like 3 months more.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But we know why they're doing it, right?
I mean...
obviously, it's to get 6 episodes of Spider-Man, The Punisher, Moon Knight.
It's obviously to be like, hey, the Netflix are canon. Those shows happened in 616. Season 3 was a long time ago. We're playing catch up.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I saw 18 episodes. I'm like, it can't be just 18 episodes of, hey, let's do the same thing we did per season. This is going to bring back effectively every street level defender that they can get. Yeah. This is what this is about, and it makes sense. And it's also like, if you look at it in the release schedule, this thing is going to overlap with Captain America and possibly leading right into like Thunderbolts, because they said it's spring. It's coming out 2024. Yeah. So Vincent D'Onofrio is back. Like, my guess is Bullseye is going to be suited up. So that's going to be fun to see. Like, they're going to resolve that cliffhanger from season 3. They're going to focus on the blip, because why wouldn't you? They're going to walk you right into why he's wearing the yellow and red for She-Hulk. Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, this is where we're going to take it.
Yep.
Hopefully he's not like cracking a rib and sitting on a couch for half of these.
Let's just be real. I
don't want to go too crazy with the idea.
In 2 seconds of She-Hulk footage, he's done more acrobatics than all of the Netflix stuff. So we know he's at least going to be more formidable.
Yeah. This is going to be the most hated thing in the history of things. People are going to hate this thing.
I am calling it. This is going to have a backlash. This will. Yeah. It will.
Yeah. If 3 seconds of Kingpin got backlash, this is going to, like, 8 episodes of this Daredevil is going to be...
Yeah.
You thought everything else was bad leading up to this point? Yeah, no, you've seen nothing.
Because people are going to want the slow, nuanced. That's what they're going to talk about, you know, and the methodic, slow pacing. It's like, no, they did that because they literally didn't have money.
I don't want slow.
I know, not to knock the show, because those 3 seasons are fantastic.
They're great,
but it's so much relying on, hey, we can't really do a lot because Netflix aren't paying us anything.
Yep. Exactly.
So we can't really have him flipping around everywhere. Hey, how do we get around the action? Just take him out for 5 episodes.
Have him think for a couple episodes in his apartment.
Because what people never want to admit is the Netflix shows, you take out the trash 6 episodes of each season, you got the same amount of episodes as the Disney Plus shows.
Yep.
Like, no one liked episode 7 or 10. They were always filler. They would take out every episode that he's sitting on the couch. No, you're left with like 6 or 7 episodes.
You take out the scenes where they sit on the couch and they get hurt, then they get somebody like Claire, and then they send Claire to get their recruits to bring them back to the next episode, reiterate what happened. It's like, oh, like they're gonna get rid of that, and I'm okay with that. I don't need that. Like,
it's like, how do we stretch this out?
Yeah, it's gonna be different. So, look, we'll talk more about Daredevil because this show starts production right after Echo wraps up, so it should be relatively soon. So we should know some details soonish. Finally, Captain America: New World Order, the new Captain America film was announced. If Sam Wilson,
Captain America 3 at last.
Exactly. People were asking me that. They're like, "Oh, isn't this funny?" I'm like, "Bro, that's not even an insult. I feel that way as well." We're finally getting a third Captain America film.
It's coming May 3rd, 2024.
Yeah, the big summer hype movie for Marvel, and so
this is going to be the Alex Jones movie, right?
I mean,
technically,
it's called New World Order. It's a black Captain America, and Hulk Hogan was caught on tape screaming the N-word. We know where this is going.
Oh no! If I think I know, it's from like the first run, and it's gonna have the Serpent Society in it. But I'm wondering if they're gonna like make a version of was it Secret Empire?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the Secret Empire is 2 different things, right? Like, Secret Empire was originally a group, and now Secret Empire for the recent event is Hyde and Steve. But.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have a theory with this because they're back to back, and we'll talk about that one next. But we'll focus on Captain America here. This coming out 3 months before Thunderbolts. The connective tissue between these two.
There's a setup here.
Yeah, and I like with Captain America: New World Order. I think the thing that's going to be interesting here is this is clearly a callback to the first episode in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where they were
the same name, isn't it?
Exactly. So it's going to pick up those themes. The New World Order started after Endgame. So whatever's happening, my guess, again, I'm just making a guess here. We're going to deal with something like the Marvel Cabal, like not the biggest all the villains, but a smaller version where Captain America's like on the trail of who's pulling the strings, whose part is. Oh, it's a cabal, huh? Behind the scenes. That's my theory. I have nothing else, but with the fact that
pick up with the whole power broker thing from the end of the series.
Exactly. Like you're
gonna find out it's Val, and you're gonna have all this thing on what she's actually doing.
It totally like you can totally fit it all in there and how it works together. So, I mean, Tristan, what's your feelings on this film?
It is very interesting. I'm glad that they're doing another Captain America movie, and they're actually standing firm on Sam being the next Captain America, because they had I don't know why, but for whatever reason they keep saying that he's the Falcon, not Captain America, and then even Chris Evans even has to say no, this is Captain America going forward. And that's what it is. I'm just wondering what it would be, what's going to be about. That's why I'm like, maybe they're going to take the story, some storylines with Secret Empire and the first story arc of the new run when he first became Captain America. Just mash
what
that
if I
together.
told you the rumor was the Moon Knight's in this?
Oh.
There's a lot. I say it's been a thing for a while, but it's come back up recently that Moon Knight was being thought about for this movie.
That could work.
That could work too.
Say it's weird.
You telling me the gods are real? Yeah.
It's like, Sam, you fought a purple alien.
But he's an.
It's true. So
that would be interesting.
So you literally know a god. Like Thor is right there.
What he said he was a type of alien.
Yeah, but it's all right. We all know it's a god. No, aliens are gods.
I mean, they were considered that at one point in history, so why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, I am excited for this. Just don't know why. Why did it take so long though?
Yeah.
That's the only.
What do you mean from Falcon and Winter Soldier to now, or from Endgame to now?
A little both.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just
I suppose
placement.
just finding a spot, isn't
yeah,
it?
there's so much content. That's the thing. Like, well, I mean, yeah, I can understand why they didn't announce it earlier, though, because then you would have taken some of the wind off of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
Like, that kind
It's
of
also 2 years of COVID, so they're behind
Yeah.
on everything. No.
Yeah, they're behind. So, I guess that's it. Captain America, the New World Order, it's coming. But officially, to wrap up Phase 5, will be Marvel's Thunderbolts, coming at the end of July. Now, again, this is coming out as July 26th of 2024. And the thing here is, obviously, the Thunderbolts we knew were in development for a while. There was things out there. We saw the setup. It's kind of crazy that it's this far away, but again, they're still going to drop a couple more pieces and hints towards the Thunderbolts, right, in other projects. So
yeah, because they've said that the lineup isn't going to be everyone. Like, you know, there's going to be some new people we haven't seen yet. So whether that's the case of like we haven't seen them, like we will see them before, or they're just going to plop them in the movie, I don't know. But it's like,
I wanted to see my Red Hulk with a porn stash.
Well, unfortunately, someone's died for that role.
do you guys think they're going to recast
Well, is it William Hurt?
Will Hurt? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
We're going to get into
Part of me
really,
doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, we're going to get into a really bad place if every time an actor dies now, you just have to retire the character. Like, I understand for Chadwick why it had to be that. I get it. But, like, at some point, we got to get to the recasting. I feel like William Hurt, he would have been amazing, but, like, if you remove Thunderbolt Ross from the Thunderbolts, it's a little weird. Like, you know, he died, so in his name.
Technically, they could do it because one other person was Red Hulk.
Yeah, but isn't Red Hulk Thunderbolt?
He was, and then got depowered, and then they used someone else.
Oh my God, they're gonna bring back Liv Tyler.
It was.
I was just gonna say, you literally have Liv Tyler, right?
Oh no, no! Red She-Hulk.
Betty Thunderbolt Ross.
Because the second Red She-Hulk was Robert Maverick.
Yep.
He was
the second Red She-Hulk was Robert Maverick.
No, the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a She-Hulk. I was like,
no, there was two Red Hulks. Yeah, the reason being is because Robert Maverick was the second Red Hulk, who also had the porn stash, but he also wore sunglasses.
Oh yeah, he was in US Avengers, wasn't he, with Al Ewing? Yeah, I forgot about that guy totally. I liked him in that run. I mean, I suppose you could go that route.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm not really. It's interesting, but I'm not really sure on or is this like what's actually going to happen? Because I know that people want a U.S. agent, and he's most likely going to be in it with if they do go with Robert. You have Red Hulk, and is Baron Zemo going to be a part of this?
I think you're absolutely going to have Baron Zemo here.
Yeah,
I can't see a world where you don't have Daniel Bruhl lead the Thunderbolts.
I wonder who else would be.
I mean, they could bring in Songbird. I think you're gonna have Songbird in as the point of view character.
Probably. It's just because I rarely ever actually looked into it, so it would be pretty.
Say Bucky was part of the team at one point. He left.
Yeah. Would they bring back Bucky for this one?
I think you could. I think you can play it off. Cause I don't. Thunderbolts. I think there's going to be like a Dark Avengers replacement.
Oh, no Dark Avengers. Cause that's what I was really looking for.
Like same sort of idea, but just different names. So they don't have multiple. Dark Avengers, like a bit of a goofy name.
Sounds. I mean, that probably might be it.
Yeah, I'm they have a couple other ones I don't know why they could. They have Deadpool on the team, Elektra, Punisher, Mercy. Ghost Rider was on the team.
I am 100% expecting Punisher will join the Thunderbolts. That just seems like a good fit. That's.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh wow! Well, you have 11 versions of Thunderbolts.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
Venom's been on a couple of them as well.
Yeah. I mean, so you can get that in there, cheese it in, so why not?
I'd say there's a fair few people you can go. I think you go for a more classic, like Thunderbolts lineup, but you have like a half and half where it's like, hey, here's 3 you know, 3 you don't, sort of a situation.
The only request I have for this film is, can Baron Zemo wear the mask more than 4 seconds? For the love of God, Marvel.
You probably will now, since
they gave him the mask literally 4 seconds, one scene, and it was like, what?
I mean, you know that if he leaves, it is going to be Citizen V, and then they're going to have a different mask.
That's probably true.
Unless he doubles up on the mask, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Baron Zemo."
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Daniel.
What would be funny is if one of the team members of the Thunderbolts was Juggernaut.
I mean, sure, we could pull Juggernaut out of nowhere. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Because
the Wrecking Crew's in She-Hulk out of nowhere with all these Asgardian tech. Do you think that makes sense? Because Asgard's now on Earth. Like, you could
they
smuggle it out of there. But...
People are mad as all. Why would they, make an ice cream shop out of the gauntlet that snapped everybody away?
Because capitalism.
Yeah.
Literally what it does.
Literally.
Hey, it makes money. I don't care about your feelings.
The same people are the same ones that are crying about people pulling down slave owner statues in America. Like, yeah.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
Facts.
Okay.
Well, there's that for Thunderbolts and ending Phase 5. I do want to toss a little extra in here. So, we had no formal announcement of anything X-Men related. So, are they dropping in one of the... Well, okay, X-Men 97 don't count. Come on. Don't be...
Oh no, I wasn't counting that. I was just more like, they didn't actually.
Yeah. I know somebody's gonna bring that up, and I don't want that to be like, oh, they did. Look, we're talking about live action. Where and when are they going? Because there's literally like 12 empty slots left that they haven't announced what's coming. Where are X-Men going?
Well, I don't know if you bring them in before the Avengers movie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think they come as a consequence of one of them.
Yep.
Because a lot of this stuff is consequence of Endgame.
Yeah.
So I think that's how you play about with it. But then again, they literally just had Miss Marvel and it's like, hey, mutant, blah, 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 and then that's it. It's like, okay, they literally just exist.
Yeah, so can we string that for 3 years? Like 4 years?
It's like, to be fair, Kamala was originally going to be pitched as a mutant.
True.
Yeah, and Spider-Man was originally going to be called Flyman, but hey, not everything's a smart idea, is it?
Hey,
Sean, if you're listening, I'm sorry, I'm not really mad about it anyway.
Again, that was Perlmutter's follow-up from Perlmutter, so blame him.
I mean, the whole X-Men thing is interesting to me. What if they do introduce mutants but don't put together the X-Men yet? So like,
well, there is that thing, right? Because it was I think it was last week before Comic-Con. There was the whole thing of the mutants is going to be the movie, and like certain people on like skippers on Twitter are saying like it's going to be the history of mutants like told through Charles Xavier's eyes. And it's like, hey, cool, that's literally just Eternals but with no hair. Like, I'd watch that movie.
Hey,
cool.
he has a wheelchair too. Talk about, man.
Oh yeah. I know he doesn't all the time. He hovers.
You could work the mutants in some fashion. Yeah. I could see that, but
if they go with Krakoa and the whole thing of mutants are from a different, or they're all hiding out in a different like dimension, and they're all the Jinn from Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
cool. Like you explain where they've been. Like you can keep Magneto's history there with the Holocaust. He's just not been on this plane of reality.
Exactly. Yep.
No, it's fine. You can do it that way, and then you just bring them in for
Magneto and Logan were the ones that got left on Earth.
Yeah.
No, you just have like Magneto actually leave. Like they all leave, and that's why. And maybe you can have Logan just hanging out in Canada somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean,
because I imagine Wolverine's going to be the first X-Men we see. There's no way they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not in there.
You're capitalizing on Wolverine.
Yeah, but like everyone to get around age problem, it's like cool. They've been hanging out in this other dimension from our own. We just making Krakoa no longer an island, but its own separate thing, and then you bring them back like that way.
Yeah.
Now, hey, maybe the Marvels is the case of like the Bangle does something and it collapses the barrier and it screws over their dimension because it's a different R side or something like that, and that's why they have to come over.
The dimensions fused after the collapse.
Yeah, and that's why Krakoa just suddenly appears like above New Zealand or wherever the hell it is.
So we got a new island out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's a safe way. You know, it's you can convolute it really quickly, but
yeah.
It's better than it's on the multiverse. Let's bring him in that way. Like,
nope. Please no. Please no.
So lazy.
Yeah, if it's Krakoa and using like a pocket dimension type of twist, fine. That's more.
Like it gives them a history, and it can be like, hey, here's why they still look like the Claremont era X-Men, because they literally vanished in the 90s.
And also, if you want to, like Hickman did with Moira, all those different, like
you can Moira away.
You could do that, and it's easy to explain and understandable. Like I'd be cool.
Even though that is kind of like Xavier made them all forget.
Yeah.
Oh, Moira just resets the reality every time she dies. Like,
that's I forget. Xavier's kind of an ass because he does that in the comics.
Well, he is a villain.
I won't make you forget this X-Men that just died, so you don't have to feel any pain.
Hey, Jean Grey, your family trauma? Yeah, none of that happened.
But hey, I guess that's it for X-Men. And speaking of better and bigger, here we go, guys. We officially know it's happening. We officially have a date. Fantastic Four, November 8th of 2024.
They're liking this November date.
Oh yeah, they are. They like this.
And I poured one out for all the scoopers who said they were going to announce Spider-Man was going to be in the Fantastic Four. So
I mean, he still could be.
He could be, but let's.
They announced nothing for this movie apart from a day.
I know. I'm just saying though, this people who said they had the inside scoop were saying that at Hall-H they were going to say Spider-Man was going to be in it.
Like,
there's poor souls.
You know what the worst thing about this is though? With a November 2024 release date, this means they don't have to start shooting till like summer of next year now. It's like, oh, I was hoping we would get updates soon, like this year, but no, it's going to be a while.
I mean, you can go at D23 like, hey, here's the cast, here's the director, or here's the writer, we're still looking for a director, and you do it that way.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. I mean, yeah, it's...
because
it gives John enough time to actually get into the role of Reed.
Oh, don't put that evil on me.
No, Feige's gonna double down.
No one wants Krasinski.
No, Feige's gonna double down. I know he's gonna do it. If he told Kamala at 616, he's gonna double down.
I mean, the thing with this whole Fantastic Four is, it's far enough away that I'm hopeful that they can still really rewire this script to be something more integral to everything that's important. And clearly what we're going to talk about after this, it has to be, because Fantastic Four kicks off Phase 5, or Phase 6. So
yeah, and Phase 6 seems to be, I say it's a wrap-up phase, but there's like 12,000 things in this phase as well.
Yeah.
There's like 10 mystery projects they have yet to announce.
Yeah.
I say, do we think Kang is a villain of Fantastic Four? Or a version of Kang?
I think so.
AKA Nathaniel Richards. Do we really jump to that gun from the start?
I mean, they could. They literally can. That's the crazy thing, right? Like, they can do it.
They can do it?
They can do it. Oh.
Because you got to go different, right? And if it's if Kang is the villain and Nathaniel Richards is a version of Kang, or even if Reed's related to Kang in some way, you got to play with that idea, especially when it's so close to what we're about to talk about.
So I want to bring this up because I'm looking at the actual full lineup schedule right now. I have it written here in a note. So we have an unannounced project in fall of 2024, then Fantastic Four, then another project right after it, and then a winter 2024, a winter 2025, spring 2025, another spring 2025, Avengers, 2 projects in summer of 2025, and ending 2025 with another Avengers. There is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 projects in a span of 13 months.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, when you look at it. I mean, is Phase 6 literally just going to be 13 months and then it's over? With Secret War? And Fantastic Four kicks it off? That is nuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now that I've kind of looked at it and you mentioned Kang and possibly Nathaniel Richards, I'm actually convinced that's what they're going to do. Yeah. It has to be.
If they don't go, hey, like, just to jump about a little bit, but you already mentioned it, to be fair, I did as well. Like, hey, Nathaniel Richards is the Kang dynasty. I'm not going to be shocked.
Yeah.
And like, hey, where have the Fantastic Four been this entire time? Kang.
Fighting Kang.
He's Kang. Anything that's broken with the timeline, Kang.
Okay, so I'm going to actually transition that to, I guess, let's talk about Kang Dynasty then, because that ties directly to Fantastic Four. Again, we know that connection. You just mentioned it. That would honestly be the simplest and smartest way to bring people up to speed, right?
Yep.
And it also keeps the Fantastic Four being a key component for literally the ending.
And also, Kevin Feige said that the Russo brothers are not doing the Avengers films.
No, and the funniest tweet I saw was literally right before we started this. If the Russos aren't directing, who else is going to do it? Like
Zack Snyder.
A director?
How many directors are in Hollywood? Literally anyone else.
Nick is out here being like, let Charlie Cox direct it, please.
They're like, people were being toxic and saying, oh, for Secret Wars, they're going to get Zack Snyder because what if? I'm like, no, please no.
No. We're going to get good directors.
So neither Snyder or Ayer will ever work at Marvel. Feige is not an idiot.
But it's cool. This is really interesting that these 2 Avengers films are going to be the nightcap to the Multiverse saga.
So I do want to kind of like the whole, because we're talking about both of them, right? First to kick off with,
they're in the same year. You might as well talk about the pair of them together.
So say
they are a part 1 and part 2. That's
bringing, like, for example, the Kang Dynasty. That has to, by the time that thing is over, the last scene in that film has to be as big as Infinity War to let you know Secret Wars is all hell breaks loose. So,
would it be like the ending would be like the time ran out and we're on a full collision course with an incursion with 616?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I honestly think the Kang is behind, like, you beat Kang in the incursion, just go out of control, and it, Infinity War ended on near enough ended on a white screen with the snap. That's your Battle World moment.
Yeah.
Oh, so like you see the incursion and it goes white and then Battle World.
You see a lot of incursions.
Yeah.
a lot, like you just have like these little glimpses of different realities and all these Earths. You could do. Who is it? Marvel or DC that has that line of Earths? That one really famous panel, just like a bunch.
I think that's DC.
To DC, absolutely mug that, unashamedly mug that, and just have them all collapsing into one.
So, Mitch, I know. Did you watch Crisis on Infinite Earths for CW?
What, CW?
Yeah.
No.
So what they did,
self-respect. Sorry.
What they did was kind of genius because they would cut the Batman '89's world, right? And they had like the reporter who was his friend, and he looks up at the sky, and suddenly the red cloud is hitting it, and everything is morphing and like converging. They need to ape that and put that
100%,
in, like, show the Fox X-Men universe and show Wolverine looking up, and suddenly the X-Mansion is just engulfed into the whole incursion, right? Like, you need to end with that, and then the conversation for 9 months is the same as Endgame. What happens next? What's next? Like, that's kind of like Secret. Like, talk about the whole Secret Wars thing. This has got to be not a full reboot, but it's got to be a restructure of the MCU.
100% disagree with you. No chance.
You don't think it's a restructure?
Right. We have, going back to the trademarks, because I think they're important. We have 2 sagas they haven't announced, but they've trademarked. You have a Timeless era, you have not Infinity, you have Eternity era, or the Saga, and you have like Eternity War and all that, and you have Avengers Timeless and whatever. Like, why? Like, rebooting is not the point of Secret Wars. Having a reshuffle and like a little rejig of everything was the point of the Hickman one. But the other two, it's not the point in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Secret Wars 1 and 2 wasn't even multiverse. It was literally, hey, I'm going to pick you up.
Yeah.
And put you on this planet.
Yep.
And literally, this planet is Battleworld. You're still in the same timeline. Like, you can kind of, like, you're obviously going to amalgamate the two and clearly take more from Hickman's run. It's multiversal. There's incursions. We know that for a fact. You rebooting anything after Secret Wars means that the multiverse saga has absolutely no consequences.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they could.
You can change stuff up. Like, hey, mutants always exist.
That's what I'm expecting. That's honestly what I think.
That's carrying on from where you were at. Like, hey, this movie had a consequence. Everything still happened before. If you go, hey, everything's different now. Look at how history's changed. Like, if you just smash everything together and like, hey, this was the effect of Secret Wars.
Yeah.
You have a consequence. Like Kang not being around anymore after this is why you have a timeless saga. That's why they have that trademarked, because that's the consequence. Like, Kang is the consequence of Infinity War and Endgame. They messed about with time. Kang can now exist because they let Loki like become a variant in the Avengers one movie. Once Timeless is done, you go, hey, abstracts are actually going to get off their ass because these little people from a blue rock have been screwing about with reality. Hey, here's your eternity war. That's like, you don't change and reboot anything. You carry on and give it a meaning. That's what I do.
Well, I'm just wondering if they're going to do like where certain people are going to remember Battle World.
I think you have to, yeah. If you go, everyone forgot about it, that's going to be weird. That's going to be real weird. Like, it works for Spider-Man because that's very enclosed to one character, but like, no, everyone going forward and you can't remember, like, how do you carry on from that? Because then they just going about.
See, I guess that's my thing. Like, I think once Secret Wars, once it ends, once we're see Secret Wars, you restructure the MCU just to be like, look, we can do like the one timeline again to keep everything in order, but here's your mutants now. Everything has to be one again, right? Like,
yeah,
we don't want it to be
obviously things would be different after
exactly. So like, you can do a cause and effect style.
It's like you can have one timeline, but as soon as it starts, there goes 15 other ones.
Yeah,
because that's the whole like timeless thing, right? You have different timelines, but you make it a paradoxical thing, right? There's a million timelines. There's one timeline. They all exist. They don't exist. That's why mutants are a thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have their history. It doesn't match up with what we know.
Exactly.
That's the next saga after multiversal.
Yeah.
How do you fix that? I don't know where you go after.
Yeah.
I don't know who the next big bad is after Kang. I don't like. Maybe you do, like, it is the abstracts, and that's why they are the Eternity War after that. Like, I don't know.
I'm still convinced that we're gonna learn that Kang is Kang Dynasty, obviously, but when we get to Secret Wars, that Doom is gonna be in control. Like,
that's why I think Fantastic Four is the start of Phase 6.
Yeah, and ending with Secret Wars, it's gonna be a long Doom con.
I mean,
they are the key, like the reason why, like. You find out, hey, Kang is actually Nathaniel Richards.
I mean, to go even further, I guess. I don't know if I want to, but they could go with the Beyonder and Molecule Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something like someone like that has to exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or do we just give Kang this insane buff that he can master of time and all the realities just collapsing on themselves?
People were saying, well, what was the Beyonder doing if King was doing all this? He was watching the show. That's what he was doing.
He was watching all of us. We are the TV show. Yeah, I don't know who you do after Kang for a timeless saga, because I assume we've got timeless Eternity War. Like, Eternity War seems to be more of a bigger thing than time. But
this is my boy Dormammu just waiting to come back when everybody's been defeated. Aha! I'm back.
I mean, he's just out of time, right? Like, why not? Like, it worked.
I'm finally this
there'll be someone
standing
else,
Skull Man. Take it.
Yeah, I think you have Nathaniel Richards be Kang. and then you move Doom in on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, maybe that's the ending of Kang Dynasty. Is Doom kills Kang.
Oh man.
And Secret Wars is literally just Doom.
Just Doom having fun.
Yeah. It's like, hey, this is my thing now.
Oh man. I could see
So
it.
I got the Infinity Gauntlet, and we bring it back to the Stones.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, there's just the sheer amount of everything we got announced, and them literally like, I'm not kidding you. I saw the picture of Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars pop up, and I scrolled past it because I was like, what a troll. Good job. Because it sounded too fan-fiction-y, and it looked like the fan-made logos that we've had for both of those for years now. So I was like, it's not true. And then I saw the Marvel page share. I was like, no way. Like, it was one of those moments, right? Like,
I say I had that with the dates. I was like, no, I've read that wrong.
Yeah,
There's no way. It's like, no, I've definitely read that wrong. So someone's made a mistake in. I looked. It took me about a good half hour to actually figure out that I'm not reading it wrong. They both say the same year.
It hit me yesterday that, just think of it this way. Literally in 2025, so 3 years from now, we will be talking about the trailer for Secret Wars. How does that even work? My mind can't comprehend that's happening. It's too.
I know there was that whole, we're halfway to Secret Wars already. No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're a third. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
We're not halfway. No way. But hey, I guess the sagas are now phases, and phases are just a year.
We got arcs within movies that connect to other arcs and other things that build up the Avengers crossovers, that build up the phases, that build up the sagas, that build up the universe. Bro, Kevin Feige is a madman.
And this is the thing, right? Because he also says in an interview, not everything has to. You can have multiple things going on at once.
Yep.
So, we're not necessarily going to have like Moon Knight on the Avengers for Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty. Like you're going to have a core team, and then you're going to see a ton of different people in Secret Wars. But I don't know. I don't know how you can pull this movie off. Like, if those two things in between these two movies aren't anything to do with a battle world, you've made a mistake. Like, let us live in this weird planet thing. That's just
at least
insane amalgamation of everything.
At least those two projects between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, which are two summer projects, make those battle world projects. Just do it. I don't care what it is. Just do it and have us live in that incursion for a little bit. Which again, that's
you need to have battle. It just needs.
You
to
need to. Yeah, it's. The possibilities of battle world are too big to waste. Like, don't waste that, please.
Like, especially it's one of those people want to know what happened in those 5 years in the MCU. It looks highly unlikely we're ever going to see that, unless maybe Wakanda Forever is in that, and that theory proves that to be true. And I kind of really hope it is, because then you can be like, hey, cool, we're going to recast T'Challa. Because then you can have that movie end and lead into Endgame, but. You need to learn from mistakes and listen to what people want. Like, if you have that gap, don't just make it like, hey, here's Ant-Man and the Wasp, here's Captain Marvel again. Like, they had to come before that Avengers movie. It's like, no, let people live in the consequence of that first Avengers movie, and then we build up into it. Because the amount of storytelling you can do to get you from A to B, and then Secret Wars hasn't then got to be an endgame, right? You haven't got to spend 2.5 hours talking about time travel and going back and forth.
Yep.
Like, I adore that movie. I don't think there's anything wrong with what they did, but you can't do the same thing twice. You just have that be the massive blowout that it needs to be. Like, Secret Wars is just your toys all coming together from whatever franchise you want and just smashing into each other and breaking themselves. Like, that movie needs to be that.
I mean, let's just realistically, like... I mean, that movie, they're going to have unlimited funds for it, right? It's going to be...
100%, yeah.
So, when it comes to the end result, I'm willing to bet Secret Wars will be the first film to pass $3 billion. Because Endgame sits at 2.79. Avatar at 2.84.
Kang Dynasty might do it.
one of these two films is going to pass 3 billion.
I say I can see them both doing it.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Then they'll re-release Avatar again just to spite Marvel. Hey, no, Avatar 1's crushing 3 billion. We will make sure it happens.
I mean, here's like, you know, when you gauge the general population and just all your friends and like the mass amount of people that are talking about it, it's funny how many people I saw that were done with the MCU after Endgame are all posting about Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty. I thought y'all were done. I thought this was our time to just enjoy it.
So I woke up to so many WhatsApp messages just like, how?
Yeah.
Now, how is there 2 in 1 year? So I don't know. I ain't got that's my biggest thing for me. Is like, I have no idea how you're going to pull that off. Because they got to start filming it, next year?
Yeah. It's
kind of...
It's going to be kind of insane. And the thing that sticks out to me with this whole Secret Wars thing is, once it gets off the ground and we start talking more about it, because it's going to be a project that's in development, like you said, for a while, like a year or extra, you're going to be looking at an interesting future where we're kind of going to get leaks and stuff, and Secret Wars comes. And I'm just, I talk to general audience, people and audiences that you could consider. So the day after this announcement, I was in the gym, and one of the guys I see frequently there, he's seen all my comic tank talks and stuff, and he walked up, he was like, I don't know much about this. You're the person to ask. Give me a quick rundown of what the hell a Kang Dynasty and a Secret Wars is. And I just gave him like the elevator pitch, 30 seconds. And he was like, oh, wow. And
did you tell him that the Kang Dynasty is what happens when you don't vote for Kodos?
Actually, that was a joke I made because I know he likes The Simpsons too, and he got a chuckle out of it. But he was in. Awesome. That's pretty damn great. So, yeah. Dude, this film, I am so hyped for the MCU. They did not have to go this freaking hard at San Diego Comic-Con. They did not.
No, and it's silly, right? They only gave us 5 new things.
Yep.
In comparison to what they go back to 2019, we got how many things at Comic-Con? It was nuts. Like, you just got like virtually the entire of Phase 4, and then they come out. Actually, it wasn't even just Phase 4. They told us Phase 4 and 5 3 years ago.
Yep.
Because most of this stuff we have known since then. Like, D23 is going to be the first time we actually have something apart from the majority of a phase announced since like Phase 3. It's kind of wild, but
yeah.
I just hope Kang Dynasty ends a bit like Infinity War, and you have them trying to stop that incursion on the 616 timeline.
Yeah,
and you just stop it there. Don't do what Infinity War done, and you have to snap, and then you carry on going. And you have that little like, oh god moment, just hard stop it where they're using that little machine.
Yeah,
right there, just bang,
done. It just goes to white and just say, "Battle World will return."
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. I mean, maybe like hard cut it to white, and then you pan out, and it's just literally this weird planet, and you're flying through all this weird stuff. And like, hey, here's the thing. He's literally a wall. Johnny Storm is now the sun. Like, we need stuff like that.
Like exactly like that.
Stuff's messed up.
Show us, make one of the interim films, that one of the 2 between the Avengers films, make it Doctor Strange Battle World or something. Like, go full in,
yes.
It's, my God, unlimited potential here. That's, it's crazy.
It's one of those where it's like, we're so close to it, I'm worried they're not going to be able to fit everything in. But you look at the amount of stuff we have, and it's like, you can do it, but Doom needs to be in a lot of things. I mean, if Doom's not introduced in Wakanda Forever, I'm going to get worried. As if even Doom is for Secret Wars. Which, if he's not, I'm worried about that movie all over again.
Right, yeah.
That has to be a Doom story, but I really don't know.
I guess that's what we'll end up wrapping it around here, because we've done a lot of talking today in regards to everything. Hopefully everybody here enjoyed this podcast. It's coming at you early, which means we are not going to have a regular podcast this week, just because this one is more than enough, and nobody's going to follow any of this with more. Like, there can't be anything more. So
No, you got Wednesday 23. Is it September?
September, yeah.
Yeah, September.
Yeah, you got 2 months. That's when like they didn't. People are going like, oh, they announced so much. It's like they didn't give you that much. A lot of it was just dates of things we already knew. D23, Feige has said like that's when they're announcing everything else.
More stuff, yeah.
But fandom.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. It's
fan who?
just about dead.
I mean,
So-
I say apparently that thing's dead. No, so that's unfortunate for DC fans. No.
That is. So, hopefully you guys all enjoyed this long extended podcast, beat by beat, everything that was there. So, thank you for joining us.
Didn't you just wasted 2 hours of your life, and that's unfortunate.
Exactly. But we will catch you all then next week. And take care, everybody. Have a good rest of the weekend, and catch you all later.